Hey guys! So Marcus is going to help me out with this video, at least for part of it. Remember, we cannot touch the stand or the camera, okay? You can say hi if you want.
Hi!
There.
No.
Okay. So this is the Going Green tag video. So I'm just going to jump right in. First question, what started it for you? First thing that really started it was being pregnant with Marcus. I went and saw a midwife. Sorry, I'm going to adjust this real quick. There we go. I went, home birth route with him. And so doing that and doing things more naturally with my pregnancy really kind of opened my mind to other, it was like a gateway drug sort of thing. And I looked into making my own baby food because I heard it was healthier, and feeding him organic because I knew that it was better even though we weren't eating organic. And then I went to the supplement store because my midwife told me to go there and get some, stuff to take while I was pregnant. And then I saw all of these just overwhelming amounts of amazing natural supplements and homeopathics and all that kind of stuff that are available. And then my husband and I watched Food Inc. And that was disgusting and really disappointing. And that kind of revolutionized, our food that we brought into the house. And then, let's see, I can't remember when I started making all of my, own cleaning stuff. I think it was when I got into Pinterest and I saw all of these, pins about making your own house cleaners, and so that was really fun. I spent a while doing that, and that's what we use now. And then when my husband, I'm looking at my phone. When my husband was in Boston for some training, I learned about the Environmental Working Group and all of the crap that they put in your personal care products. Hi! Oh, I love you.
I love you.
I love you. Okay. Okay. And yeah, and so I went through everything in the house. I looked it up on Environmental Working Group. If it didn't, have like a 8 or above or 7 or above or whatever, depending on what was in it, I got rid of it. And so my husband came home to this totally different house. So yeah, that was pretty revolutionary. Entire house top to bottom, all of the cleaners were gone, like shampoos, perfumes, everything. So what was the first ingredient or product to go? So boxed foods, and then, fast food, obviously. So we switched to organic and grass-fed, especially with everything that he ate. And then that was like spring 2013. And then at the time we also switched from eating, I have high cholesterol, and so before that I was eating like super low fat, everything lean, and it just would never ever go down. And I wasn't on statins or anything like that because of course I was pregnant and I was nursing, but it was just not good. So we switched to the actual more cholesterol friendly diet of really high healthy fats, grass-fed butter, olive oil, coconut oil, grass-fed steak, eggs, all that sort of stuff. Basically everything they tell you not to eat. Or at least they used to. Now they're, of course, years later they're coming out with all this research that says, oh, we were wrong, fat's actually really good. It's sugar that's the bad one. So, next question is, what did you struggle to let go of? Pasta and rice. So rice went out the door when Marcus was a couple months old because we learned that rice has a really, really high level of arsenic. And it doesn't matter if you get organic or if you, whatever, it doesn't matter the type of rice. It's just the way that it's grown. It perpetuates a high arsenic level in the soil and the water that it's grown in. So, let's see. Perfumes were really hard for me to get rid of because I loved high-end, go to Nordy's and pick out a perfume sort of thing. And of course, you when you read about it, you learn that they're full of like endocrine disruptors and just all of this crazy stuff. So those went out. Luckily, where we used to live, there was a little store that made all of their own perfume blends with essential oils. So I got really lucky there, and I've got a couple of those now. Let's see. Oh, my husband said that he really misses the a certain cleaner. It's the Kaboom bathroom cleaner, the one that you spray and it's purple and then it turns white when it's done cleaning. And then he said he really misses paper towels because we don't have any paper towels. We just use lots and lots and lots of wash bags. And then Dawn dish soap. I still have that in the house for the occasional, like, really, really deep clean thing, but generally I don't like to use it. But man, it was so nice to do dishes with that. Oh. And then for a while it was really hard to find a good shaving cream, you know, one that foamed enough, because, you know, we used to have like the aerosol can and super. Hi. What? It's what?
Come on.
Oh, I'll be there in just a second, okay? I'm almost done. I love you. Okay, I'll be right out. So we found that, you know those old style shaving brushes that guys used to have back in, you know, like 50s or whatever? Those, if you use the, you know, just the pump style shaving cream and you put it on the end of the brush, that makes it really, really foamy. So that was a good find. Giving up the microwave was pretty challenging. It wasn't so much for me, but for my husband it was pretty difficult. And he still uses it from time to time, but it's usually only for stuff that really doesn't have a lot of nutrition in the first place, so what are you gonna do? And then the other, let's see, that's pretty much it for like hard to give up. Biggest green find, tip or trick? Vinegar. Definitely vinegar. That one's kind of duh. And baking soda. Like, you can pretty much get rid of all of your cleaners and go to Costco and get a huge thing of baking soda and 2 jugs of vinegar and you're good. Like, that's all you need. And the, you know, kind of like the biggest tip is that realizing that our homes are not dirty enough to call for these disgustingly, like, industrial strength cleaners. It's just not normal to have that much stuff in your house coating every surface. Let's see. And, you know, and they're a huge waste of money. It's like going to the store every time and spending $6 on a bottle of cleaner. Sucks. Worst thing about going green and the hardest thing to replace. The cost is definitely more for food. Granted, you know, when you're being more conscious about the food you're eating, you tend to eat a little less, you know, more portion controlled sort of stuff. You can open the door. I've seen you do it.
Open the door.
Do it. Open the door. His hands are probably sweaty. It's really hot here. You're scared? Okay, I'll come get you. Oh, there you go.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, okay. Oh, hold on. Where'd it go? Going green. Okay, there we go. You want to sit with me? Come here. Come sit and you can watch yourself on the screen. There's my handsome boy. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? Okay. Yeah. Okay, worst thing, hardest thing to replace.
No.
Okay. Dishes. Okay, so I didn't really realize how nice it was to eat out and eat, like, really super easy processed. You know, it's not like we ate a lot of processed stuff, but just when you go from, you know, the occasional, you know, using a microwave to heat something up or, you know, getting fast food every once in a while.
Open the door.
You can open the door, sweetie. I know you know how to open it. You do it.
No.
Okay, I guess you're stuck in here then. I didn't really realize how many dishes you generate when you cook breakfast, lunch, snacks, dinner, all, you know, with pots and pans and plates and You can open the door, sweetheart.
And then open door, Mom.
Open door?
Yeah.
Can you say please open door?
Please open door.
Okay. Okay, this is it. This is the last time. Don't shut it again. Oh my goodness. I'm 34 weeks pregnant right now, so it's a little harder to move around than it usually is. So yeah, dishes. It was really hard to find a good dishwashing detergent. So when I made all my own cleaners, I was like, I can totally make my own dishwashing detergent. No, not the case. I tried so many different recipes and they didn't clean well enough, or they left like a residue or whatever. So we just ended up buying, I think it's like a 7th gen dishwashing stuff, which works fine. Ooh, and then finding deodorant. Like deodorant that actually works was pretty tough. The one that we found is by, Plant Science or something. I can't remember for sure. I should know that. But, and it smells really good, although you do have to put it on a couple times during the day. So, let's see. And so, kind of some stuff that I've noticed, since we started going green. We, like, the smell of other people's laundry is horrendously strong. I was really, really surprised. And, like, every once in a while I'll pull a piece of clothing out of storage that I haven't, worn for a couple of years. And I can smell the old, like, Tide, apples and pears or whatever it was that I used to use. And it is overwhelming. I have to wash it probably 3 or 4 times to get rid of it. Another thing that really bugs me now is antibacterial soaps. In fact, Marcus's little preschool, they use this, foaming antibacterial stuff, and it just drives me nuts. Like, I don't want to be that mom, but I'm so tempted to bring in a thing of Castile soap and in like a foam dispenser and be like, can we just maybe use this, please? Because, I think I'm actually going to do that next week. I'm going to be that mom. Screw it. Another thing I will not do, the mama cloth, but only because I'm going to do the Diva cup instead. So there's that if you're curious about my business after I have this baby. So some of the stuff that we do, just like a general overview. We eat organic. We used raw milk for a while, but as soon as I got pregnant, I just couldn't stomach the idea. So we shop at local fruit stands and markets. We buy natural supplements, eat a high healthy fat paleo-ish diet. I still like my breads, but not a lot of them. And then I replaced all our personal care stuff and house cleaning stuff. We make our own chapsticks, body scrubs, bath salts, butters, that sort of thing. I've got Himalayan salt lamps and beeswax candles instead of the traditional paraffin regular candles. So we tried oil pulling, and it's just a pain in the butt, to keep like this container of coconut oil upstairs, and then where are you going to spit it, because you can't spit it down the drain or the toilet, so you kind of got to do it in the garbage can, and that's in the kitchen, so it just didn't work out. It's great, it just didn't work out for us. I tried the no poo thing, not a fan. I'll just stick with my organic conditioner or soap or shampoo. We use essential oils, homeopathics, and herbs for treating non-serious illnesses, and then helping symptoms, when someone is really actually sick, which we haven't actually had a real illness in this house. Like, I don't consider a stomach bug a real illness. It is, but it's not anything that you need to go to the ER for unless you're seriously dehydrated. We switched to organic bedding, and then Marcus's pajamas are organic. We cloth diaper. We get different drinking water that's got no fluoride in it. So exceptions. So when I bake, I will use white sugar, white flour, cake flour, processed stuff. I bake professionally and decorate cakes for people, so there's not really a way out of that. I can, if it's a really health-conscious family and they want to have a super natural, healthy cake with all natural dyes and that sort of thing, I can do that. But most people don't care. Scentsy, I still have some Scentsy bars left that I'm using, and once they're gone, I won't replace it. I'll just put water and essential oils in the little burners. And then we do like to buy local over organic because they actually, with most fruits and veggies, it's better to buy local rather than get something all the way from across the country or across the world that's organic. And then we don't buy organic if it's not necessary. So if something's got like a really thick shell, you know, rind or whatever, like avocados and melons and bananas, and we don't always buy those organic. So yeah, that's my going green tag. If you guys have any questions about anything specific that I mentioned, just let me know and I can do like a follow-up video about how I make certain things or what I switched out, what I use, whatever. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go check on my son because he is way too quiet. Way too quiet. It's never good.